It is Tuesday, fresh out the shower, got a clean shave and taper as you see, getting my routine going because tomorrow is the first day of the work week. So you know I got to prepare as well as get my reflection walk in. And I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. As you see, the Benz is nowhere to be found, but the Beamer is right there. And I'm going to tell you a story about why the Benz is not here. Well, the reason is yesterday when me and my son was leaving the gym after training, I go ahead and roll up the windows and I hear a loud pop inside the door. And then I realized what it was. It was the actuator that allows the window to go up and down. And my son's in the back seat and he's like, "Daddy, what are you going to do?" And of course, this was an opportunity for me to be the problem solver / superhero, because what man does not want to be the superhero in their loved one's life? Whether it's your child, your significant other, siblings, mom and dad, it doesn't even matter. Even at work, in front of your coworkers or the manager that you report to, all men, all masculine men always want to swoop in and save the day and bask in the glory. That's what attributes to our ego. But back to the story. My son asked me, "What are you going to do?" And I said, well, this actually sucks. I rolled the window up with my bare hands as far as it could go. And when we parked at his doctor's appointment, I went in my glove compartment and pulled out some papers. He says, "What is this?" I said, "Well, this car is covered under warranty, son. So I'm going to take it to the shop tomorrow. Might cost me a little bit of money, but we'll have the car back probably by the weekend." And the expression on his face, the sigh of relief, the fact that I was able to come up with a solution this quick and not freaking out, staying in frame. And that's one of the things that men must do no matter what situation or circumstance it is. You got to stay in frame, because the world is watching, meaning the people around you, your kids, your woman, people at work. Again, you cannot lose your composure when unexpected things happen, unexpected expenses happen. Now, yeah, you might be like, "Damn, I didn't want to spend that type of money because, I didn't budget this out." But if you are a planner like I am, you do budget these things out. You do plan for, in the event something goes wrong. And the car is in the shop right now. I'll have it back by the weekend. No issues. I already talked to the warranty people. But this is why it's so important, guys, to keep your composure no matter what. I don't give a damn about who pisses you off at what particular time. It does not matter. You must maintain frame, especially in your relationships. Let's just say your girl does something that you do not approve of, right? And we know that we cannot force anybody to do anything that we don't want them to do. So what you do is you just express the fact that, "Listen, I don't agree with this decision or this action, but I'm not going to stop you from doing it because I can't force you to do something that you don't want to do. But what you cannot do is force me to respond the way that you want me to respond. I'm going to respond the way that I want to respond." You don't yell. You don't disrespect them. You just state exactly what it is and keep it moving. Always make sure that you stay in frame. Don't be like these liberal soy boy guys who look for guidance from a woman when that is not their place to lead you into anything. That's a man's position to do. Men lead, women follow. I don't give a damn about how progressive you are. That is just the natural order of things, and I stand by that. Never, ever lose frame. Lean into your masculinity. Be the man that you were ordained to be, and I guarantee you the results will speak for themselves. Tuesday content starts right now. Good day, good people. It's AT Malone, the first of my name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now, it is exactly 1:43 p.m. I wanted to start this at 1 o'clock, but per usual, I'm running a little bit behind because I had to drop my car off at the shop. So that was about an hour worth of commute for me, talking to the managers, letting them know that, on my end, everything was squared away. So hopefully it will be a smooth transaction as far as my warranty people paying the shop, me getting my car back, all of that good stuff. But I am a king of playing catch up. It's going to be a busy day. I got to cook as soon as I finish making this video. After I do the edits, the shorts, and all of that for you guys who are looking forward to this Tuesday content dropping at 7 p.m. today. Plus, my son has a 2-hour practice, so I'll be able to play catch up with my business affairs that I have to take on, paying some bills, the adult activities that we just cannot run away from. And when you are living this type of lifestyle, you just get so used to either things going wrong, being under time constraints, and staying in your masculine frame is a huge contribution to making sure that you get these things taken care of without feeling overwhelmed, bogged down. Once you understand that being a man requires us to be diligent, make sure that things are taken care of on a regular basis, knowing the fact that your back is always going to be against the walls, you just get used to it. You accept it and you continue to push forward. And guys who fold up, they bitch up, they start getting down and depressed, you need better help. Those guys are weak and they get swallowed up by the world. So I'm telling you guys this. Sometimes, yes, you will feel overwhelmed. You'll be stressed the hell out. But you know what I do? I look in the mirror when I'm starting to feel overwhelmed, stressed, and I say, listen, stop being a bitch. Man up, grab your balls, and go handle that shit. I do that. See, being self-motivated is such a huge factor in my life, and it should be in your life, because sometimes you don't have anybody to vent to. Sometimes people have their own lives and you can't call them because they're too busy. So you have to have that self-awareness to start motivating yourself when there's nobody else around to do so. And that's what being a true man is about. That's what being in your masculine frame, leaning into your masculinity, having that high testosterone and not low testosterone like these weak ass weenies out here who are trying to say that, like, oh, men and women are the same, when that is further from the truth, right? It is okay to be a man. It is okay to grab your nuts and say, I run this shit, when you are out there proving it day in and day out. That's what I am. I'm not a misogynist at all. I just understand that gender roles are real. Men are strong in certain areas and so are women, and men are just the leaders of the world. Nothing's going to change that. We have the power of force and we can inflict that at any given time. It is what it is. Y'all say that this ain't an animal kingdom? I disagree with that. Prove me wrong. But anyways, enough of that. You know why we are here. We are on The Richest Man Who Ever Lived, King Solomon's Secret to Success, Wealth, and Happiness. And we're still on chapter 2. This is part 3. Now, I thought I finished talking about the rewards of becoming truly diligent, but I didn't. I missed one. So we're gonna knock that out real quick. Don't forget to like and subscribe too, man. I be cooking up. But anyways, so the last one is your efforts will become profitable. Now, Solomon promises that all diligent labor results in a profit. In Proverbs 14:23, he says, in all labor there is profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Now, it's like being an active parent. When you are an active parent in your child's life, it reflects that child, meaning when you're spending as much time with them as possible, you're doing the things that they want to do. They're dragging you to play the game or play with toys, throw the football, do whatever it is that they want. Because if you stop doing that, guess what? They're going to try to find that influence elsewhere outside your household. This is why kids join gangs. They start implementing negative activities in their lives because you as a parent are not spending enough quality time with your child, and it reflects their behavior and their focus. See, the kids who actually are required by their parents to make sure that they continue to stay on top of their assignments, study for tests, they make good grades. The ones that don't, 9 times out of 10, they fail because the parents are not being as involved as possible. All right. So mere talk, Solomon warns, leads to only poverty. So he's basically saying if you're not profitable in your career or personal life, then you are not working diligently enough. Even in relationships, it requires you to work at it. See, me and my lady don't even argue. We might have disagreements, but we sit down as adults and talk because we care about each other's feelings and how we think. So we study each other on a regular basis. And even after we have certain disagreements, we take mental notes on what went wrong and we try to correct that so that disagreement does not happen again. We understand each other, and that requires working diligently on a regular basis for each other, okay? So now we are getting to the consequences of not being diligent. So our greatest motivations in life are the desire for gain and the fear of loss. Solomon tries to motivate us with both. So the first thing is you will always be at an insurmountable disadvantage. The diligent takes all the time they need to plan and prepare so they can perform with excellence. Those who don't tend to wing it and hope for the best. Solomon says the plans of the diligent lead surely to advantage, but everyone who is hasty comes surely to poverty. And that's Proverbs 21:5. Now, every night I write down my list of things to do for myself and for my son. And with that being said, when we wake up in the morning, we look at the list. My son wakes up, he looks at the list, and we just go down the list. We check off things that we have accomplished during the day. And that is something that I have to do because, as you guys know, I'm a sole provider. I'm a single father, so everything falls on me in this house. I am the mechanic. I am the electrician. I am the chef. And also I am the plumber. Speaking of plumbing, on Saturday, I was going to wash my son's hair. He ran his, shower. We started playing in his bedroom. We go back so I could wash his hair, and the tub is full of water. Now, look at this picture right here. As you see, I had to grab my drill and my snake, and I had to drill the hell out of that drain and pull out that damn hair. That's all of my son's hair that has been clogging up for months, okay? Because he has not had any issues in that. But being able to work diligently in that mind frame that I have, being a homeowner, I have to do these things. I can't just up and call a plumber right then and there and they're gonna come and fix this thing. No, plus I'm not trying to pay an emergency plumber to do that anyway. I gotta wash his hair. We under time constraints and things gotta get done. But in order for me to do that, I have to be in the habit of working diligently, all right? So, where are we at? All right, so the next thing is you will be ruled. Now, no one likes being overly controlled by others, yet Solomon warns the hand of the diligent will rule, but the slack hand will be put to forced labor. And that's Proverbs 12:24. Now, this is why some people work diligent so they can buy their freedom back. So you got two different types of people. You got people that want to work themselves out of a position so they can move up in the company, or you got people that want to fire their boss by either investing properly or creating a business to where they can earn money for themselves and not, have to be under the thumb of a employer. But those people who are those entrepreneurs, they work harder than anybody, than any 9-to-5 person, because all of that income that they generate is solely their responsibility. Nobody else is going to sit there and just hand them a check. They got to work towards that. All right. So you will crave, but will find little solace. The ones who are diligent will always see their deepest desires fulfilled, but those who lack diligence will have endless cravings that can never be fulfilled. In Proverbs 13:4, Solomon tells us the soul of the sluggard craves, but he gets nothing. Now, we all know people will have all of these dreams and aspirations, and they say, oh, one day I'm going to create a company, or one day I'm going to make it in music. And they do all of these things, but their actions do not reflect the things that they're saying. They're just talking. And as we know, talk is cheap. We live in a world that we have to have actions behind everything that we say, because we have to do it. All right. So you will lack understanding. And this goes back to avoiding the people who are trying to sell you on these get rich schemes. You know, like I see all the time on my YouTube ads of people saying, oh, I can teach you how to day trade in a week. How? First of all, you got to understand market trends. You got to study the market. You think that you're going to be able to understand how the market moves in 1 week? That is a lie, but people get drawn into that because they want to get rich overnight, and it does not work. You have to be diligent. You got to work towards that. Even if you want to day trade, that takes time for you to study the market, understand how those charts work, the candles, all of those things. And it's not an overnight thing. All right. So your wealth and security will dissipate. Solomon contrasts the two ways people gain wealth: those who gain it through diligence and those who gain it without working for it. Proverbs 13:11, he tells us that wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathers by labor shall increase. It's always better to earn through diligence, guys. I said this last week. You respect the money that you make more than the money that is inherited to you. You understand the value of $1 when you have busted your ass to earn that dollar. But when you get these windfalls, you don't respect that money because you didn't do anything to earn it at all. So remember Richie Rich, right, with Macaulay Culkin. And when he went down to try to play baseball with the inner city kids, they wouldn't let him because he was the rich kid. They didn't think he could play. But instead of him taking his bat and going home, he challenged the girl, like, I can hit off of you. And he ended up hitting off of the girl, and he ended up becoming friends with them. Now, he was already a good baseball player. Why? Because he was working towards it. He was being diligent. And in that situation, he was being diligent because he did not just take whatever they said laying down. No, he challenged them. And in order for you to get the outcome that you want, you got to work and be diligent and challenge yourself as well. All right. So the last thing is your efforts will come to nothing. A lot of people talk about what they will do someday, right? But the diligent will work instead of talk. Some people, I would say, they don't even think before they speak. They'll just say things to get the approval of other people. It's kind of like fatherhood, right? We don't really talk about how good of fathers that they are in this world, but the fathers remain quiet. We know that we're good fathers. I'm one of the few people who wear it like a badge of honor, right? Especially being a black man. We got this stigma that we just bust nuts in these chicks and leave, when that is not the case. We are there for our children. We just don't speak on it the way that society has gotten to the point to where they, put these moms on a pedestal. Good fathers are the backbone of a family. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Fuck that. Good fathers are the backbone of the family, and the household operates the way that it should when there is a strong father present. All right. So we don't talk too much about these things, but now we should. All right. Well, that is my Tuesday content. Oh yeah, hold on. Proverbs states that the mere talk lead only to poverty. That's Proverbs 14:23. I left that out. I got into my little tangent, so forgive me. We do this live. I do this in one take. If I make mistakes, so be it. I'm only human. But that is Tuesday's content. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all next week. Peace.
Feel like they tryna box me in, so I keep a small circle around me. So fuck friends, I kept it real out the gate. These other cats can 10. Reigning supreme is something that will never end.